Welcome to Adventures into the Unknown. In today's adventure, we are looking for the Travis Walton Abduction site just north of Phoenix, Arizona. In 1975, November 5th, which is today, 50 years ago to today, Travis Walton was abducted by a UFO in these woods. Now, unfortunately, we needed to drive about another 2 miles. But as you can see, that is the Apache reservation, and we are not allowed on the reservation. It's closed, so we're not going to trespass. We are going to actually go ahead and walk off into the woods in the direction of where we need to go, but we are going to be sure not to trespass on the reservation. We will walk as far as we can go and see what we can see. So with that being said, let the adventure begin.
Now, before we head off into the woods, if you are not familiar with the Travis Walton incident, it was an alleged alien abduction of a forestry worker on November 5th, 1975 in the Apache-Sitgreaves National Forests near Heber, Arizona. The crew reported Walton missing. The report claimed while driving back to town after sunset, they spotted an object hovering in the trees, so they stopped the truck and Walton walked into the forest towards an overhead light. Walton was illuminated by a beam of light and the crew drove away. Several days later, on November 12th, shortly after midnight, Walton placed a collect call to his sister's home from a payphone in Heber, Arizona. The Walton experience was adapted into the 1993 film Fire in the Sky. Speaking of fire in the sky, we passed through a forest fire burning in the area, but it was allegedly a controlled burn.
All right, let's go see how close we can get to the actual abduction site. I do have the actual pin on my map of where it's supposed to be. But again, we're not going to cross the fence or trespass onto the reservation. We're just going to walk out here and see how far we can get. The sun is setting. That's Kelly's head. The sun is starting to set. This would be kind of close to the time that the loggers, Travis Walton and his logging team, were heading out. And so maybe 50 years later, we'll get lucky and they'll come back and visit. Or maybe that wouldn't be lucky. But we do have a dog with us, so maybe that would make us safe. Because you never hear of an abduction with a dog. Something else to note. We are on the Mogollon Rim outside of Payson, and it is known for Bigfoot activity, also known as the Mogollon Monster. So we're keeping an eye out for that as well. So we could have aliens, or we could have Sasquatch. As you can see behind me, the sun is starting to set. So let's see what we find. Alright, not sure what this white object is over here on the ground. Might be rocks. Definitely something white over here on the ground. Kind of looks like paper though. Definitely is plastic or paper. Plastic. Looks like plastic. Alright. Plastic with cloth inside. Pretty much in the middle of the woods. And we still need to head that direction for the abduction site. I think I might have seen over here. I think Kelly might have found something. More plastic. So that could have easily blown over here. But this might be the old logging road that heads down to the site. So we're going to walk this for a little ways. And I think it's just over the ridge there. I'm hoping we're getting close. The sun is just about set over the hill back there. So we're getting closer to the time that the abduction actually took place. Is it just me, or does that look like a brain?
It does.
We have been finding some interesting little scratch spots, even some spots that almost look like footprints. Now that could easily be from a bear. There are bear in this area. It'd just be black bear. But like I mentioned earlier, we are keeping an eye out for the Mogollon monster, or Sasquatch, because we are in that territory as well. We got aliens, and we got Sasquatch. And we got bone.
Some tiny little flowers.
More digging. And Kelly spotted tiny little flowers. And we're coming into winter. It's November 5th. Oh, I think we got more bones over here. More white stuff. It might just be tree limbs. Yeah, just tree limbs. Oh, actually, they are bones. Oh, Katana saw somebody. Who'd you see? Did you hear that knock? No?
Oh, that's a horse.
You see a horse?
Okay.
Wow. So we are on the border of the Apache reservation. Katana has spotted, I believe, a wild horse. Oh, there's a couple horses. You're safe. You can walk over there. They're headed to your right.
Oh yeah, there's 3 of them.
So we've got 3 wild horses, it looks like. Okay, oh, Apache horses. Okay, so I think this is the old forestry road. Considering 50 years ago it might have been used. And we are getting a little closer to the alleged abduction site. We just saw some wild horses went off that way. The sun is getting lower, it's getting colder. There's a nice little ravine down there. Katana's all wired up after seeing those horses. I could see where if you only heard the horses and didn't see them tromping about, you might think that was Sasquatch stomping around. Looks like we're going to run into the fence again. We're not going to trespass onto the reservation. I think we're going to be able to get pretty close without going on the res. No, Kelly's not going through the fence. She's just tying her shoe. We have run into the fence. Again, I think the location we're going for is back that way. So we're going to head down this hill and see what we can come across. Somebody has been either walking over or pulling that apart. Actually, I don't think they've been walking over. I think that's been ripped apart. And it is November, so there's a possibility that the bears are hibernating. Although in Arizona, we're not exactly that cool yet, but it's cold. Alright, so I know some people will claim these tree breaks to be Sasquatch, but again, this is in pretty much the same direction of all these trees. I got more tree breaks back up here, actually. I think it's snow load, folks. I don't think Sasquatch is breaking off these trees. I think it's snow load. But we got some more back up here. No aliens yet. Still walking through the woods. If you're watching this, we didn't get abducted. Or if we did, they returned us already. There's another one of those tree breaks. You can see where this tree fell on that tree, and now that tree's bent over. But probably wind or snow, more than likely. Okay, so Kelly pointed out we're back to the fence. She would have kept going straight. Her sense of direction isn't that great. Now, in all fairness, we're not on a trail. We're in the middle of the woods. I never recommend going off trail, wandering in the woods, if you don't have a good sense of direction, or at a minimum, know where you're going. Fortunately, I'm comfortable with it, and I have a good idea of where we're going. All right, we've spotted some wildlife. We got a couple vampires. All right, so they're just tiny little insect bats flying around up in there. Kelly's gonna try to zoom in. There's at least two of them up there. Little vampire bats. All right, we don't actually have vampire bats in Arizona. Oh, this camera probably can't see it. We've got a full moon tonight, and it's starting to come up through the trees. If we come down here, this camera's probably not going to be able to get it. But Kelly's camera, if she comes down here, she's got a straight shot at that full moon up in there. Kelly's going to try to zoom in. There's at least 2 of them up there. Little vampire bats. All right, we don't actually have vampire bats in Arizona. Are you zooming?
Yep.
You are.
Yes.
All right, so we've come to kind of a circular opening here. We've been in the woods pretty much all the way, but this would be a great spot for a craft to come. And on the ground, it's really dark on this camera, but the ground is kind of clear in this area. There's no trees or anything. Let's see if we can't get a little bit of light. So up there is nice and open, and then down here on the ground it is like an open clearing, circular clearing. That is very interesting. I mean, that is just one big circle. Not saying the aliens made that opening or a UFO or anything, but we're having fun out here pretending anyway. I'm not sure this camera is going to be able to make it out. Kelly, get her camera out, but we got bones down here. That looks like maybe hips for a coyote, and part of the vertebrae, 2 parts of the vertebrae. Got that piece there. We got what I think is the hip bones, the rear hip. Oh, we got some ribs. Definitely got some ribs. And we're not too far from that opening. Maybe these are alien bones. Alright, I'm just joking.
There's someone they abducted.
Oh, Kelly thinks they abducted the person. Spat them out. Bones only. Again, I'm pretty sure this is probably coyote or dog, judging by the rib bones and that hip bone. What do you think, Katana? Who is that? Who do you see? Almost looks like it's moving back. Are you able to see it?
Mm-hmm. Yes, we can see.
You see him? So that plane is leaving a chemtrail we can actually see with our eyes at night. That is creepy. Kelly said they're being sneaky, yeah.
We saw several planes and 4 or 5 satellites, but this object was different. What do you think it was? Let us know in the comments below. All right, I think that is going to wrap it up for today's adventure into the unknown. Do us a favor and spike the like and shoot the subscribe button so you don't miss out on future adventures. Until next time, seek and enjoy.